Okay, well, it is feeding time. And I'm going to tuck these guys in and say goodnight. But I figured this was a good time to try to introduce everybody. And we might as well start with Denny here. Denny is my purebred registered Nubian buckling. He just came to us a couple weeks ago. I picked him up from Alberta, Canada. And then we drove him home to BC. He is a gorgeous little guy. And I'm very, very excited about the good genetics that he has and lots of different qualities that he's going to bring to my Nubian herd. Behind him is Reba. She is also a purebred Nubian and registered as well. She needs some help as far as udder improvements. Her rear attachments, her side attachments are not great. And so that just doesn't really do them any favors as far as the longevity of their udder health. So hopefully we can breed her to a good buck this winter, and her doelings, I'm hoping that we'll see some improvements. But the biggest thing I wanted to do was introduce the pregnant girls too. Hey, this here is Bambi. She is a purebred registered Nigerian dwarf. And this is her second kidding, so her second freshening. Last year she had twin doelings, and I purchased her actually 2 weeks after she had had her babies. And she came home with us, and we have just loved her ever since. Hey, you're a sweet girl. She is due May 31st, which is a little under 2 weeks away. She is very, very, very large. I personally have not had a Nigerian dwarf that big. So we will see how many babies she's cooking up there. If you're wondering about this little shaved spot there, I did herd health testing back in February, testing for CAE and Yonis, or Johns, or however some people pronounce it, just to make sure that my herd is all healthy. That is always the goal. Anyway, so that was where that was, because that's where I do the blood draws, is straight from their jugular, and I had to shave it because they were so furry and woolly that I couldn't find their veins. So there she is. I don't know. Drop your guesses in the comments how many babies you think that Bambi is going to have. Due May 31st, she was bred to a cream-colored Nigerian dwarf buck. She has like 2 moon spots. Actually, I think the third, she's kind of got some tiny ones back there. So there is a possibility that her babies could have moon spots. I think that they could be very colorful regardless, just because, I don't know, a cream-colored buck crossed with her, it could be very interesting. Hey, you coming for more snuggles? Yeah, you're sweet. Oh, soon, girl, and then you won't be so uncomfortable. Yeah. Wanted to just show you her udder really quick, if she'll stand for us. Whoop, probably not. Should we try again? You should go find some food. All right, let's try one more time. All right, there's the udder. So it's not terrible. She's got decent attachments. Last year, she was a little bit challenging to milk, just because her teats were so small. However, her udder was buttery smooth. Oh, man, that dairy texture was amazing. She is what I would call a stretchy doe. Her skin, like, she's just so elastic. It's crazy, which is probably part of the reason why you look humongous. Even last summer when she was not pregnant, she looked like she was carrying twins. So we will see. Hey, girly, all we want is a smooth delivery, healthy mama, and healthy babies, right? That's right. All right, and then over here we've got Gracie. And Gracie, this will be her second freshening as well, actually, so her second time having babies. Last year she had triplets, and I bought her in the fall as a doe in milk. We needed some milk for our family, and so that was kind of the reason behind purchasing her. So a mini Nubian, that means she is 50% Nubian and 50% Nigerian Dwarf. She is a beautiful doe. She's got blue eyes, which you can't see because she's chowing down on some feed. I love just her depth and her overall conformation. She's very, very well put together. It's a little bit deceiving how many babies I'm guessing that she'll have just because she is so deep. She's been carrying very, very low. Yeah, last year she had triplets, the other breeder said. And so this year she is bred to a Nigerian Dwarf buck, which means that the babies will only be 25% Nubian and 75% Nigerian Dwarf. So there's a good chance that those babies are going to be even smaller, and I don't know. I'm kind of being reserved in saying like maybe she's got 3 in there. Just because of how she's built, she could easily have a 4th one in there. I know her genetics specifically. She comes from a line of overachieving mamas where they have 4 or 5 babies in a litter. So yeah, we will see how that goes with her. As far as her future here on the dairy farm, it really depends on what that teat placement does. Her side attachments are phenomenal. However, last year I did have a hard time milking her by hand just because she has what I would call easty-westy teats, where they point outwards. And it's very, very difficult to get milk into a pail in the center when their teats are pointed outwards. She doesn't have the best dairy texture would be the other thing, which makes that even more challenging. So we will see. If I kind of already have, oh hi Denny, yes you're sweet. I kind of already have a home lined up with her along with 2 babies. If she has more than 2, I will pull some as bottle kids. And so I already have kind of a pet home lined up where she wouldn't be used as a breeding doe. Move along here because I am so long-winded. Trying to find my other pregnant girl, but I can introduce everybody along the way. So this here is Willow. She's a little bit woolly and shedding out still. She just turned a year the beginning of the month. She is a registered Nubian doe, and she will be bred to kid for the fall. Look at you, you got these sappy stuff from the tree. So she is not currently pregnant. I didn't really want to breed her just to anything. I was hoping for some 100% Nubians. So I'm kind of glad I held off and just gave her a little bit of extra time to grow. This is insane. So these guys came from the same breeder. Willow on the right. This is Denny, my buckling, on the left. He was born this spring, so only like a couple months ago. And look at the size difference. Like, he is very, very long, like pretty much as long as she is. Obviously not quite as filled out and mature, but wow. That's wild. Like, crazy, crazy boy. Rebel Rose here. She kidded on May 3rd. I will upload her story on there if you want to know the details. I am currently milking her twice a day, and she actually used to be quite skittish and quite wild, and now she has gotten quite a bit more friendly just the more that I've handled her, and I'm just very, very pleased with her udder, her side attachments, the amount that she's producing for a first timer. All of those things I'm very, very proud of her for. Plus she's stinking cute. She keeps escaping from me because she's also slightly timid. This beautiful spotted girl over here is Shadow, and she is my 3rd and last expectant mother. She is actually the daughter of Bambi. So out of those twin doelings that I got with her as a package, I kept one that I thought was the best. Now, yes, I love the moon spots, but you cannot base your decisions strictly on color. I just loved how she moved and just structurally, conformation, all of those things. I thought that she was the better out of the two doelings. So these guys, mom and daughter, are actually due the exact same day, May 31st. Shadow will be a first freshener, so her first time having kids, and she's probably not going to let us see really well here. However, so far I have not been loving what I see as far as her teat placement goes. I don't have any information on her sire and what the sire's mom would have been like, and that's where sometimes you can get a better feel for what you're getting, like, genetically wise. So we'll see. I'll kind of gauge how she looks at the time of freshening, and I'll decide if I actually want to bother to train her to milk, or just let her raise her babies on her own. So I don't know. She might have only one. She might have two. She's kind of a chunky thing. She's been pretty chunky from the beginning. But again, she has a bit of depth to her, so sometimes it can be deceiving. But we will see what mama and daughter do and see if they have babies on the same day. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't it be fun to have them labor buddies? Anyways, we'll see what happens. Gonna move him to the boy pen. Come on, Danny. Come on, run this way. Follow me. Come on, sweet boy. No, distracted by the leaves. Danny, come on. Come on, you know you want the grain, right? Come on. Come on, buddy. Somebody's not very thrilled about this arrangement. Danny, it's better to move you too early than too late when you're being bucky. Okay? You get to be a big boy in your own big pen. I know. Hopefully you don't lose your voice again. Okay, go say hi to your friend. So mad. So mad. I'm sorry.